Welcome back to Rushdown Radio, your home for all things gaming. Before we get started, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy the content. It really helps to keep bringing awesome game reviews like this one. Also, a big thanks to the publisher for providing a review copy of NBB.EXE, also known as Neon Blast Battle. Let's get into it. NBB.EXE is described as a challenging, fast-paced puzzle platformer, with the developers even comparing it to Bomberman with a Metroidvania twist. While the Bomberman comparison doesn't quite hit the mark, the game definitely lives up to being fast-paced and challenging, though sometimes for the wrong reasons. It's a colorful world with a unique premise, but there are a few design choices that detract from the overall experience. This could easily be a standout platformer, but as it stands, NBB.EXE may frustrate players more than it entertains. The story revolves around robots competing in a televised league called NBB, aiming to become the ultimate champion. These robots represent different corporations, and winning is a big deal. As players progress, some deeper mysteries about humanity's fate and the Neon Corporation's true goals start to unravel. While the plot is fun and throws in some decent twists, it's clear the main focus here isn't on the narrative. Unfortunately, the robot characters fall a bit flat. While they each have distinct personalities, they tend to be pretty one-dimensional. One robot is always snarky, another acts like royalty, and another is a stereotypical jock. Although these traits are entertaining at first, they become repetitive. Oddly, the NPCs scattered around the world offer more charm despite their simplistic designs, with quirky dialogue that provides both comic relief and useful exposition. But ultimately, the gameplay takes center stage. Now let's talk about the core of the game: platforming. The concept is simple. Enter a room, complete the challenge, and move on. Expect lots of jumping, bomb kicking, and switch flipping. While it's straightforward in design, the game ramps up the difficulty fast, and that's when things get a bit messy. The biggest issue lies in movement. The robot's walking speed is incredibly slow, which feels like a disadvantage in a game that demands fast reaction times. While dashing helps, chaining dashes and jumps together becomes problematic, especially with an awkward recovery roll that interrupts the flow. Even though the game gives a heads up about the recovery time, it still becomes frustrating when precise platforming is essential to success. Another sticking point is the game's visuals. While the bright, colorful art style is initially appealing, it can also be a hindrance. Background elements often blend with the platforms, making it difficult to distinguish what's interactive. Many deaths will come from misjudging jumps simply because it's unclear where platforms begin and end. The top-down perspective doesn't help matters, as it can make gauging distance and depth tricky. That said, when the platforming clicks, NBB.EXE offers some genuinely satisfying moments. Nailing a tricky sequence, or finally beating a puzzle after multiple tries, brings a sense of accomplishment. The environments, while hit or miss, do have some standout designs, like the Asia-inspired area with its rich golds, reds, and browns. And while the robots themselves are simple, their designs fit their personalities well. In terms of performance, the PC version runs smoothly. However, those playing on Steam Deck may want to hold off. Stuttering and visual issues severely impact the experience on that platform, making it almost unplayable at times. Hopefully, a patch will address these problems soon. As for the audio, it's serviceable. The sound effects do their job, and the music is a mixed bag. Some tracks, especially during boss fights, are dynamic and ramp up the tension, while others fade into the background. However, hearing the same loops repeatedly during multiple deaths gets old fast. The robot voice acting can also wear thin after hearing the same lines over and over. So what's the final verdict? NBB.EXE has potential, and its foundation is solid. There are moments where the game shines, but it's held back by clunky movement mechanics and visual issues that make platforming more frustrating than fun. With some adjustments, it could be a hidden gem, but as it stands, it's difficult to recommend to anyone but the most patient puzzle platformer fans. For those wanting to dive deeper, the full written review is available on our website. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, may your adventures be filled with epic quests and legendary victories. See you next time.